Welcome to A Closer Look. I'm Crystal Carter. Every January, millions of people make health resolutions, and by February, most of them are already struggling or giving up. But what if the problem isn't discipline or motivation? What if it's energy? January is the most popular month for health and wellness goals, and February is American Heart Month, a time when stress, fatigue, and burnout often starts to show up. Today, we're taking a closer look at a different approach to making resolutions last, one that focuses on supporting your body's natural energy instead of fighting against it. With me today is certified health coach Danielle Pashko. Welcome.
Me.
So let's talk a little bit about this new year, new me that people seem to do every January, where they want to take control of their health and the first thing they do is join a gym. That may not be the right decision.
Right. I think a lot of people get excited about their New Year's resolution to get healthier and they want to just crank it out at the gym. But sometimes their expectation exceeds their actual reality and what they're capable of doing. So I think that we need to make more realistic goals and start a little bit slower so it could actually stick.
And I know a lot of people, especially after they've done a full day's work, they are truly just tired, and then that brings feelings of guilt because they know they should be working out, but they're just too tired and lack the energy to do so. Are there things that they can do to maybe help themselves energy-wise?
Yeah, some basic things you can do, especially first thing in the morning when you get up. If you can get outside and get some sunlight in your eyes. I do this naturally because I have a dog, so I go outside, but even just that bit of sun helps to reset your circadian rhythms. It helps with energy. Even doing simple practices like grounding, being barefoot and connected with the earth, and that helps to bring more energy into your body. I also like to do some physical practices like stretching, yoga, tai chi, qigong. All of these things really help to start with your energy.
And I know that you mentioned sunlight. So for maybe someone like me who gets here early and I don't leave until the sun has gone down, do we use our lunch breaks to try to catch that sun? Is it still helpful for us?
Absolutely. Definitely use your lunch break. Go out, just even if you walk around the block, just to get the circulation going. That's really important. It's also just changing our state a little bit. Sometimes we're doing the mundane. We're kind of focused on one project and we need to go out and switch it up. So getting sunlight, absolutely. Take that break.
Now, we do know that coming up in February, it's American Heart Month. It's also when stress and fatigues tend to spike, and it's the middle of winter. We're not getting outside as much because of the cold. So how are stress and the nervous system connected to this heart health and your long-term wellness?
Stress is a direct correlation to heart health, any kind of chronic illness. It's really important to learn to manage that. And there's many ways. Nutritionally, it's very important. We know that for heart health, a Mediterranean diet is actually very beneficial. Also, even taking supplements can support heart health. And I happen to like herbs because of their energetic qualities. And there's a new emerging science called quantum Ayurveda, and it works with ancient herbs that carry not only the herbal essence itself. Let's say you're taking something like ashwagandha for the nervous system, which could also help with the body entirely, even your heart health. It is tuned with an energetic frequency to actually be more bioavailable. And I try to tell people to do things that'll raise your vibration, raise your energy, and this will, in turn, it'll help your heart, it'll help your overall well-being, and just really help you work on feeling better and having more energy to keep these healthy habits.
Now, we all know that a lot of health experts will say getting a lot of those things naturally within our foods is best. But if there is somebody that maybe can't eat certain things is it okay to take the supplements like the ashwagandha and the vitamin D, things like that within a supplement form?
Yeah, so vitamin D is great, but also why I like herbs so much is because they energetically they're cultivated in nature, and I try to recommend things that are more natural for the body. And when, let's say, you have an issue where you have a sensitive nervous system and maybe you can't tolerate that many supplements, this science, especially that Green Space Herbs is pioneering, they have supplements that have energetic tuning, which can in turn, it can actually make your body feel more of the actual herb without having to take such a high dosage. So, for example, like let's say you're taking turmeric, you can take a lighter dosage, but because it's energetically tuned, it can help you more. So, rather than bombard you with supplements, you want to take intelligent supplements, and that's really the direction that I recommend people go: is more intelligence and precision, less load.
So for someone who's maybe taking a handful of supplements per day, they may want to visit this website, because I know that they do have one that talks a lot about what each herb is and what they do, and maybe they can deplete how many they're taking per day.
Green Space Herbs, greenspaceherbs.com is definitely great for that. And I find that also sometimes taking too many supplements can really be a lot for a lot of people. So if something can have an energetic property that can make you feel well and taking less, it's definitely worth looking into.
Now, if you are someone my age, you're getting a lot of advertisements on social media these days
Yeah.
that is about Tai Chi and Tai Chi walking, and how much better it is for your health than maybe pumping iron in a gym, especially after the age of 40.
Yes, I happen to like Tai Chi and Qigong because they're more gentle practices, and they also there's there's a distinction. People think because something is gentle, it must not have that much impact. But I've found that practices like Tai Chi and Qigong they're soft, but they also create a lot of strength. So definitely for people who are over 40, it's much gentler on the body, much less wear and tear, but it also strengthens you to the point that you may actually be better in other sports if you play competitive sports. Let's say you play tennis or something like that. These slower practices will strengthen you to be able to do other things that are a little more high impact.
And I find that Tai Chi is a little bit meditative as you're doing it too. So you're not only strengthening your body, you're kind of clearing out your mind as well.
Yes, you're definitely clearing out your mind. I think mindfulness is so important. We're so bombarded with a million thoughts racing through our heads every day. And to have a practice that you can slow down and be very present in the moment, it's very different than just going to the gym, which is also good for you. But this is a much more mindful practice.
And as we know, people who are doing these fitness goals tend to concentrate on their weight. And they often want to do it by meticulously weighing food and counting calories. But you said it's more eating food for energy and less about that calorie count.
Yes, I feel like everyone is obsessed with macros, fat, calories, carbohydrates, all of that. And it's really a matter of intuitively listening to your body. How will you can take a moment to actually do this yourself and say, how will this food make me feel even when I'm eating it? Does it give me energy? Does it make me feel well? Do I feel light after I eat it? And these are things to look for when you're eating your meals, when you're taking your supplements, when you're taking herbs. You want it to have an impact on your energy and make you feel healthier and not like you're just eating something or taking some kind of supplement because it's trendy. So intuitive ways of taking your herbs and supplements is really the way to go, in my opinion.
Is there a particular food that you think the audience would be surprised that when they do the journey, they're often eating, and a food swap for it that would actually make a difference in that energy realm?
Well, so you're talking about food swaps. I mean, I think even for some people who have, let's say, some people don't know they're sensitive to grains. So even a food like quinoa, which can be very healthy, for some people it may actually make them tired because sometimes grains can do that to certain people. So maybe quinoa, for example, can be swapped out for cauliflower rice, which comes from a vegetable. So just something like that, things that seem healthy for most people sometimes can affect other people in a different way.
And of course, we all know that everyone's journey is different, and some people have different health concerns. For someone who is facing some sort of health concern, perhaps they have cancer or something like that, and they still want to better their nutrition and their lifestyle journey, is it completely appropriate to be taking supplements like these?
You should always consult with your physician, especially if you're dealing with any kind of health issue. Always consult with your practitioner, but it could be. It's just a matter of getting that professional guidance.
And we know a lot about burnout. You say consistency is one of the keys for keeping that burnout away.
Yes, consistency. And that's why, and instead of just having these New Year's goals that maybe are a little unrealistic for ourselves, to go slow and steady, doing micro practices, like even just stretching for a few minutes a day, going out and grounding, doing even yoga, anything that can start to make you feel better in a short period of time. Just a little bit of stretching actually can go a long way. It's just getting started. So don't feel like you have to do so much at once. You can just do a little bit at a time. And like we talked about, just that break, walking outside during your lunch, that's something you can do. Micro practices, start slow, and eventually, as you start to feel better, they'll become habits.
And really quickly, you talked about grounding. Can you explain what that is, just in case the audience isn't familiar?
Some people don't know what that is. So grounding, otherwise known as earthing, is when you are doing practices to connect to the earth barefoot. So this can be done outside in the grass by a tree. So you're taking off your shoes. The sole of your shoe is a barrier where you're not really connecting to the earth. So and now this is actually even great for energy. If you have a migraine, believe it or not, if you take off your shoes and start moving near nature, I do it outside near a tree or even on the beach, it can really start to help your brain. So whether you're in a park, whether you're at the beach, which is also nature, being barefoot and connecting with the earth or the ground is a part of this grounding concept.
And finally today, can you tell us, if they need more information, where they can find you online?
Sure. You can go to my website, which is soulhakker.com. Lots of good tips on the nervous system, nutrition, and also I talk about quantum Ayurveda. So soulhakker.com.
Danielle Pashko, thank you so much for being with us today. We have learned so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm Crystal Carter. This has been A Closer Look.